Okay, we're going to, I guess, get going. Just at least start with intros, and we'll just talk about who we are first. So Sam and I are both from Core Services Engineering. That's the organization within Microsoft that is the IT organization for Microsoft. And our team is accountable for all the collaboration and communication stuff. And that includes Teams and SharePoint and Yammer and everything else. Most importantly to this conversation now, though, we're going to talk about SharePoint. Kind of when we first moved to cloud, SharePoint was our fundamental focus of everything, how we wanted to kind of get our sites to cloud. And one of the beautiful things here now is saying, now that we've got our SharePoint to the cloud, now how do we modernize? Because we started this cloud journey for us in 2012. So anyhow, Sam and I are in this org. My role, I'm David Johnson, and my role is program manager for strategy and architecture for the solutions and services we provide within Microsoft for 365. And Sam?
Yeah, hi everyone. I'm Sam Crutzen. I'm the program manager in charge of our modernization. I build our web parts. I work with our internal business partners to execute the modern migration. And what else? LinkedIn integration, all kinds of good stuff. But for today, we're talking about modern portals, and why don't we go ahead and get started?
Yeah. So just a little bit about counts and amounts. I showed it a different slide earlier, but point being, this is a SharePoint-focused view, as opposed to a groups-focused view, but showing most of our SharePoint footprint internally is already moved to the cloud. That's one of the nice things about what we've done. And we have a lot. I think that's the fundamental theory here, right? Is we don't just have a little bit. We have 185,000 group-connected SharePoint sites, another 75,000 roughly modern classic sites. I think one of the beautiful measures that Sam has here is just what is our percentage of modern that we have, modern communication sites, modern groups. We have a lot, and really I think fundamentally we make it so that modern is a default. You can't provision a classic site anymore in Microsoft without actually asking IT. I promote self-service. We talk about it all the time. I love self-service, but we turned off all the classic provisioning. You can't get a classic team site or portal anymore. You can only now get a modern communication site or modern group-connected team site.
And the thing I'll add in regarding the communication site number. So this has been totally organic. We have built some web parts. We've made the sites available internally, but really our user base internally has really gravitated to the modern site. Why? Because it's easy, it's accessible, which is a requirement for all of our internal portals now. I don't know if you've noticed, we have a big accessibility push at Microsoft right now. So responsive design, out of the box. So all our portals that need to build a major portal don't need to do a lot of extra work anymore. So why don't we move on?
Okay, so I think there's a few kind of things about how we think about the modernization story. One is simply about the policy stuff. I mentioned earlier, we only let you get a modern site by default. Yes, we're going to have a process. If you really want a classic site and you can convince us as a real good business need why you have to customize with 200 different web parts that are totally classic and a custom master page and why you have to do that, we'll talk through it and we'll understand. We're normally still going to say no and say, you know what, you can redo that on modern, here's how. But if someone's already spent all that money to go build a classic site out and then they come to us and say, but I really want classic, we'll help them. But normally we're saying no to classic sites overall. That's kind of a big policy and governance thing about this. The other part of this is, I think, the hub sites. Sam, you want to talk about the hubs?
Yeah, so hub sites a big push for us right now. Who here knows what a hub site is? Just to make sure, fantastic. All right, so hub sites adoption internally has been pretty successful. We've got 38 in production as of this morning. We've got 8 more committed, and so it's something we're building out very rapidly right now. And for those of you who aren't aware of what a hub site is, well, get on it. It's awesome. It gives you a way to aggregate navigation, to aggregate branding, search, and a lot of the new web parts are hub focused. So the events web part, the news web part, and more to come are hub site enabled.
And I'd say the other big part of this here is with those hubs also come site designs. And one of the nice things for us is, how we think about, when we talk about governance and we think about how do I get divisional consistency, one of the nice things between hubs and site designs is to say, hey, you know what? LinkedIn wants sites to perform a certain way. They want a certain brand. They want certain retention policies on other sites. Guess what? I can set them up with a provisioning out of a box to say, they go ahead and provision via the SharePoint in-product UI to say, I want a new site. If you're a LinkedIn employee, we'll scope site designs for you that are appropriate to you, and you only get to provision those sites, which will then do things that are maybe divisional specific, which is kind of one of the nice things about this. So not only do we think about modernization from a perspective of policy management, we also think of it as how do I empower the business divisions to get a little more consistency of what they want. Yeah, so we mentioned modern by default. Sam, you want to cover the others?
Yeah, definitely. So, as David mentioned, most of our sites, we require modern by default. Requires an exception to do anything else. The second thing we've required to make the adoption of modern sites go smoother is we've required that every web part be a SharePoint framework part. Most of you probably already know this, but SharePoint framework web parts can be deployed and can work in a classic site collection if you build it right. And so, by requiring our business partners to build SharePoint framework parts today, we remove one additional blocker that prevents them from getting to modern later.
Yeah, and adding to that, clearly you can build a provider-hosted part. We used to encourage that. That was our story to get to a cloud. But that said, we basically say, if you're building a net new project, never build it except as a SharePoint framework part. Don't do JavaScript anymore, standalone on a page. Don't do master page customizations. Literally, just go build SharePoint framework parts to extend and do what you need to do.
And the last bullet points are about a discovery session we did actually about a year ago, where we met with all our major portals. And I don't know if anyone else has this same experience with, especially with SharePoint Classic, where you had 10 different business units have the exact same need. In our case, it was Mega Menu. Every single portal built their own custom version of Mega Menu. So one of the things that we did was to get out in front, identify the things that they felt were adoption blockers, and we started building those a year ago. And so, by now we've built up a little toolbox of commonly used solutions. And in our case, we actually had an angle to also get some of the product group development to put it into the product. But I think that's a big key of our approach.
So when you think about the internet overall, you think about all these different group types, and you think about what's at the top level, and you think about this from a SharePoint perspective, you obviously have the company-wide, company portal experience that we clearly want to think about and manage. And Sam's going to talk about how we took our Microsoft web portal and are going from classic to modern now. Then you also think about the divisional experiences, and this comes back to hub stuff. And those hubs are probably going to be connected to Yammer groups, because in many cases, those communication sites, which are also going to be hubs, are going to be for that division's outward face. That some division, for example, maybe the experience and devices division, will want to have a Yammer group for its community overall within the group. Maybe they also want to have an outward face portal for the company. So making sure they've got the kind of divisional wide experiences. And then obviously within the division, the individual team and SharePoint, team connected SharePoint sites, or individual just SharePoint sites for that division that'll often be aggregated back to a hub again. And whether our sites are tied to a Yammer group, or those are tied to Microsoft Teams, or maybe just tied to Outlook groups, because clearly there are a lot of teams that are still using Outlook groups backed by SharePoint. We don't care. Point being, all these things tie back up to the same hub.
All right, let's show one more slide, and then let's do some demos. So for us, we see hub sites as not only a great way to aggregate site collections, but also a great way to delegate access. So I don't know who's ever built a really deep and highly nested site with a lot of subsites and whatnot, and then you reorg, and then you reorg. Yeah, it's terrible. So one of the nice things about the hub site design, if you do some planning up front, is it makes it easy to, number one, have these sort of little pieces, and I'll show you what I mean by pieces in a minute. I won't go there, but I'll show you in a minute. Number one, and number two, it gives you a nice permissions boundary. So at Microsoft, this may surprise a lot of you who read the newspapers, but we leak occasionally, sometimes from content stored in SharePoint. What's nice about the hub site model is it makes it very easy to have a permissions model where you don't have to depend on breakaway permissions and people understanding breakaway, where you break inheritance to make sure people know what I'm talking about. And you can flow all that content and have it together. So tech with the slides. Oh, there's one more slide. I'm sorry, I lied. So what is our view on what should be a hub site, David?
Oh yeah, so I think we come down to this. I mentioned the divisional notion, but as an organization, we say, look, the experience in device.org, let them have their own hub overall. It makes tons of sense. When you think about, in many cases, the VP level kind of experiences, we also can think about this from a location perspective. Okay, great. These are the people in a given location. Maybe they want to have a regional hub for all of our sites for the projects going on in their region. Or of course, maybe we want to think about it by function. Like, for example, our HR function or our IT function of here's all the communication sites that roll up to a bigger IT experience, or here's all my HR sites that roll up to a bigger HR experience. And so we think about the hubs being kind of one of these three basic things. And you can somewhat think about location maybe as a subset of the organization, but point being that, well, how do you want to organize your stuff?
And the thing I'll add on to this one is this really defined the policy for how we decided who got the limited number of hub sites. As you probably know, until recently, hub sites had a limit of 50. Now it's 100. But still, at a company where you've got hundreds and hundreds of thousands of sites, you have to have some sort of policy. So our policy was major function, division CVP level, and key location, which is almost always a subset. So with that, let's skip the next slide because that's boring. We'll come back to that maybe. Let's give you a quick taste of MSW. So MSW is our corporate portal, and it's actively being built right now. In fact, I had a web part just finished building 5 minutes ago. He's installing it in the background for me, so maybe it'll be live to show you in a second. It is not yet live. It's something we're actively building out in parallel to our classic portal, but it represents a good example of all the things that we're very excited about in the modern portal space. So you heard me mention Mega Menu before. You've probably already seen it in the demos. It's built in. You can configure, it's actually the same switch. You can't configure them independently, but your site level nav, your Mega Menu nav, your hub level nav can both be Mega Menu. So that was a key differentiator for them. The second thing that we needed in order to get to MSW was the ability to do a little bit more with branding. And this is live. We're doing this right now. You can see you can have different multiple header layouts. MSW was always complaining that we wasted too much real estate at the top. And so in combination with getting rid of the, yes, thank you. In combination with getting rid of the site nav at the top, we said, well, why do we need all that space? So we've gone down to the minimal, and we're using the hub site nav for this purpose. And I just realized I should explain one thing. MSW is our corporate communications portal, which is our sort of news vehicle to communicate news to our internal employees and vendors.
And you're seeing this, by the way, before our own employees do. So this is that live. This is that new.
And the second thing I'll show you is in the branding space, you have this new ability to choose a header, which is congruent with the theme you've applied to your site. So you can go with a neutral tone, make it gray. You can, go soft. Or the one that MSW is going to choose, and I left it off this way, they're going to go bold and go with a deep color. So that's the second thing. The third thing, and perhaps you've seen this in some of the sessions already, maybe you haven't, we're using the news web part. And this is a key part of the thing I was talking about, and you'll see more of in a second, where we're breaking apart the site collection. Before we had this major company portal, and we had a section for our CEO, and a section for our culture, and a section for our leadership team, and so on and so forth. And the crazy thing is all that content was built by different teams inside the corporate communications org. In our new model, we're building those out as separate sites. They can delegate them, and that includes both different orgs or different geographies. So you can see like content floating up from MSW Australia. We'll go down just a little bit further. That's our social media feed showing content from across multiple feeds. Unfortunately, the events web part does not aggregate yet, but I'll stop just briefly to say the events web part will aggregate across your hub soon. They're showing it in demo, and I can show it in the demo environment after if anyone wants to see what it looks like. It's just not live in the MSIT ring yet, in the IT ring. And then finally, the glossary web part didn't get installed. Oh well. And then we got a stock ticker. So what's great about this is, let me go back to the deck, this is turning out to be one of our easiest upgrades ever. So before, MSW was like your classic site that I was talking about before. Major top-level portal, lots of subsites underneath. Well, the approach we're using is this. First, we build out a new modern site. So we established this, a modern site collection, in this case a communication site. We install a little redirect app. We're fighting right now whether we can release it open source, and hopefully we will. Watch patterns and practices. Basically, it's a little app, easy for you to build. It's built as an extension, so it's instantiated on every web page, and it just looks at a list and says, if traffic goes here, redirect there. And it also has a feature we can turn it off so it doesn't redirect for administrators, so administrators can continue their build work while the content redirects to the existing live site. And then we establish it as a hub site, as you might imagine. And then the build process begins. And what's great about this is because it's gradual, we're doing this with no impact to the end users. It's happening in the background, and these sites can go live immediately. And I'll go back to the demo in a second and show you a little bit more about that. At the conclusion of the build process, it's really about just associating to the hub site and cutting over. And so I'll go back to the demo. So having given that context, let me show you how that's working out for us. So if I go to MSW, a lot of these sites, it's kind of hard to see, still point to the existing, and I'm still in demo mode. That's weird. All right. There we go. All right, so probably a little hard for people to see in the back, but this link is still pointing to our existing MSW, the classic site. But as we're converting over, things like the new innovation site, which is going to be one of those sub-sites now turned into its own standalone site, this guy has gone live already and is in production for existing customers. Now, what you'll see here is because it's attached to the new modern MSW, it's already inherited the same hub site navigation, and it's already participating in search. So search across the old site, which is now, actually I left that out. The classic site is associated to the new hub site, so it participates in search aggregation, and you get everything in one place. Anything to add to that?
No, I think that's the key. That when we think about historically, just trying to do a portal upgrade, and a lot of work accountable as part of that, and then this whole model being a much more gradual experience to plumb off those individual subsites and those new modern communication sites independently, make this a lot more of a transitional experience, and we can partner with a business as they're ready to go. So in this case, with our own My Corporate Portal, which is of course one of our biggest things we have internally, we want to make sure we do this right, which is why it's a very transition process to make it happen.
Great. So with our last 5 minutes, let's run through a few more things that we're testing that are coming to an environment near you soon, as soon as we wring the bugs out of them. First of all, footer. So you've probably seen it in some of the demos. Uses the same navigation control as the existing navigation element. Super easy to configure. Coming your way soon. Coming a short time after that, and actually being built by one of our developers in the IT department for the product group, is a mega footer, or whatever you want to call it. I don't think we've named it yet, but I like mega footer. Mega footer? Yeah, okay. I like mega footer. So, the big, thick bottom footer section that we've all come to know and love. You've seen the header. Let's skip that one. These were my backup slides in case the demo didn't work. Multiple size headers. And then most of all, and I'll finish off with the demo after showing this, site designs. So as David mentioned, site designs we see as a big part of our internal strategy for getting to modern. So in the MSW space, what that means is taking a set of actions to help them provision sites and do it much more quickly. So for example, on the existing MSW that they're using, we set it for external sharing. We add the right users to the owners group. We edit the nav, and one of the changes we'll check in on Monday is the ability to add the 8 base web parts that they need. So this will enable much faster build times. And rather than show you some slides, let's show you again. So what we're going to do, very dangerously, is this is genuine internal production at Microsoft. So what could go wrong? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the SharePoint homepage, which is one of our entry points for creating site collections, same as you, obviously. And what we're going to do is we're going to provision a SharePoint site collection.
What kind of internal news are you accidentally going to show, Sam?
And that's a good question. Yeah, I don't see anything scary there, thank goodness. So we're going to go ahead and click on Create Site. And it's going to delay just long enough to make me look stupid in front of everybody. Bear with me. Hold on a sec. So to fill the time, what I will mention is there on SharePoint Home, one of the things I didn't discuss today, enabled just on Friday, is organizational news. Any news published on MSW gets floated to the top in the SharePoint news feed. It actually gets ramped up in relevance. It gets ramped up in any sort of mobile device, any entry point for news. So that's coming to an environment near you soon. And let's hope it doesn't fail. Well, maybe it's not going to play along. What I'll do is I'll take an existing site if it doesn't work. Oh, there we go. Fantastic. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to one-handed type. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull down the site designs here. And if anyone's curious about what these are, I think these are very critical. David mentioned these as part of our governance strategy for LinkedIn sites. But what I'm going to do in this case is pull down MSW Core. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and hit the Finish button. And hopefully all of you have already seen this. Internally, our metrics show that communication sites are getting provisioned at about 5.6 seconds. Compare that to the old classic days when it was minutes to hours. So what it's going to do is it's going to provision the communication site, and then it's going to run the site design that we've provisioned, which takes care of those steps that I showed a moment ago. So here comes the site. In a moment, we'll see a panel open up here on the right, and we'll see it execute the script. So what it's going to do is it's going to join it to the site, turn on external sharing, set the logo, update the nav, and set the branding. So what we'll do is, as soon as it's done, we'll hit refresh. And voila, we've got an MSW connected site with all the right branding, all the right nav and whatnot in place. So that is modern. We are loving it so far. If you haven't tried it yet, I encourage you highly to do so.
And you have a session later this week with Melissa to talk more detail about some of this stuff too.
Yeah, absolutely. So I have a session tomorrow night on audience targeting. If you're interested, I would love to talk to you about both classic and the new modern audience targeting. And then I have a session on Thursday morning with Melissa Torres, which is going to be 75 minutes, everything you wanted to know about hub sites. So I hope you can come, and thank you very much for coming tonight. I appreciate it. And I will stay as long as anyone doesn't kick me out. So if you want to ask questions, I'll be here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.